Hi there, this side Viren. So, welcome again. We are solving one more question, and this is question from LeetCode daily practice question, and the question name is minimum deletion to make the character frequency unique. So, the question name is already explaining what we are going to do. We have to just unique. We have to make all the frequency unique from the string of character. Let me go through the question statement so it will give a clear idea what I am going to say. So here it is given like a string is good if there are no two different character in S have the same frequency. What this frequency refer here? Let me clarify that once. What this frequency means. So as I say, let me. So for example, if the string is like A, B, C, A, B, like this. If the string is this, then every particular, like for example say A is having two frequency because it's came two time in whole sequence. So A is having two frequency. B is also having two frequency because it is also came two time in the whole length. Like if you notice that here it's B and here also, so it's having two frequency. Same as C is having one frequency because it's came one time. So what is our goal? We have to make all unique, and we by deleting minimum number of character. It's having frequency 1. So let me go through the statement again. So here it is given that given a string S, return the minimum number of character you need to delete. Minimum number of character you need to delete to make S as good. So here in this example, this is S. For let's say this is S. S is equal to A B C A B, right? A is having 2, B is having 2, C is having 1 frequency. It's not good because these two character matches having the same frequency. They match their frequency. So anyhow we need to make it as good, and we have to remove minimum. So what we can do, we just remove 1b, right? Minus 1b, minus 1 here. So now what is the final frequency count we have? Now let me write here. Oh, it's not good color. Let me write here like A is having two frequencies. Okay, B is also having one frequency now, and if you notice that C is also having one. Still it's not good. So anyhow we need to remove one more character from these two. So we are removing, let's say C or B, we can remove any one. So minus 1 here, minus 1, minus 1 here, right? So now what is the final count now? Now the final count is A is having 2, B is having 1, and C is having 0 frequency. So C is not there in the whole sequence. So basically we remove two things, 1B and 1C. This is what minimization we can do. We can't minimize like 1 is minimum than 2, but if we remove one character then we can't achieve this output. Like all is having unique. You can see that 2, 1 and 1, nothing is repeated here. So yeah, this is what a question want to say. Let me go through this test cases. AAB. So here we have S is equal to AAB, right? AAB. So it's already good sequence, so we don't need to remove any character. For example, let's say frequency of A is 2, right? Frequency of B is 1. Both are unique. It's not same frequency. So answer is 0 in this case. We can't remove anything. So let me take through the logic what we are trying to build right now. So let me take this sequence: 3 times A, 3 times B, and 2 times C, right? 3 times A, 3 times B, and 2 times C, right? 2 times C we have. So this is our S here. So there is map. We are using map here because I already discussed in my last video, like map is very useful for counting frequency. So let me recall that. What is the map? Map is nothing. Map is just a collection of keys and value. So here character is our key and its frequency is value for us. So in simply we declare one map. For example, let's say we declare this empty map right now. In this map we're storing that A is having 3 frequency, like this. A is having 3 frequency, B is also having 3 frequency, and C is also having 2 frequency. Okay, we done our half task. Map is very helpful for this type of frequency count things. So we just count all this thing like the character and its frequency. Here we did. Okay, so now we check that now we try to this grab this frequency in separate things. Like for example, let's say I declare one empty vector say initially it's having maximum size, let's say infinite. Infinite's long big, so we just take 10 to the power 5 as empty vector. Initially all are having zeros in it, right? It's all having 0 and till end we initialize it's 0. Now we just store the this frequency count in at the place of 3. Like for example, say vector of 3, is there any element having frequency 3? So we check vector of 3 is already 0 here. If it's 0, it's mean not a character which is behind this A. Behind this A no one is there, so it's a first character. So vector of 3 is 0. Yes, this condition is fulfilled. So it means that we don't have anything having 3 frequency right now at first position. At first position A is only having 3 frequency and it's not matching frequency with other character. So we simply erase this 0 and we simply update it to 1, right? We update it to 1 here. Okay, done. Now we move ahead to B. Now we check for B, and what B have. Now we do the same task for B. We just check vector of what is the frequency of B, 3. So we check V of 3, is it 0 or 1? So it's not 0, right? It's not 0, so it means that it match with someone's frequency. So we just need to check its back. We just remove one B. So now the count of B is 2 here. We minus 1, so count of B is 2, right? So we check vector of 2. It means that is there any character having frequency 2? So we check and it's 0 here. It's 1, here it's 2, here I'm just writing index here. So vector of 2 is 0. It means that no character having frequency 2. So we just simply update the value of V of 2 here with 1. Let me erase this 0. Okay, so here I just put 1. Okay, so here we remove one character in one answer. In answer variable we are just storing the removal of character. So right now we remove one B, 1. Let me write in bracket, that is B. Okay, okay, now we move to C. For C again we check V of frequency of C. So V of frequency of C is 2, right? So we check V of 2 is 0. So V of 2 is 0. Let me check V of 2 is 1. So it's not 0, right? It's not 0. So what we can do, we just remove one C. So it's C, frequency of C is 1 now. Now we check V of 1 is 0. We remove one character, so we need to add in answer variable that plus 1 C. Okay, plus 1 C I add here. So now we check V of frequency of C. So is there any character having frequency 1 previously? We check. If it's 0, then no character match with frequency of C, and yes, it is 0. If you can note, see here, it is 0, right? So yeah, we done, and no character left here. So our answer is 1 plus 1 2 in this case. So yeah, our answer is 2. So this is the basic logic. It's mess here. I hope you got and understand the logic what we are trying to build. Let me take one more small example so you get a clear idea what we are trying to do here. Let me take easy example. Like for example, say A is having 2 frequency, B is having 3 frequency, and C is having 1 frequency. So in this case we are not having we don't need to do anything because A is having 2 frequency, right now it's unique. B is also having 3 frequency, it's also unique, right? C is also having 1 frequency, so all are unique, so we don't need to remove any character. We simply print answer is equal to 0. Answer is equal to 0, right, in this case. So let me try to jump to the coding part so you might get clear idea what we are trying to do here. So firstly let me declare map because we count character and its frequency. So I write character for in first place. It's, for example, this is a map, this is whole its map, right? This is a map look like, and first character in first place we in key we are simply I can say in key we are storing character, in its value is integer type, so I'm just declaring that character map having character and integer name is m, and I simply traverse through this string and I'm just counting its frequency, right? So m of s of I plus plus. Okay, so now from this stage I am having frequency. For example, let's say s is equal, let me take s is equal to this one. Yeah, we discussed this now. Okay, let me take this only and we try run while writing the code. So s is equal to this, right? And in map what we get here, in map we get like a comma 3, next element we get b comma 3, and third element in map we get c comma 2. So this is what we have right now. Now simply we go through the map every element, like in first element, in second element, using iterator because we traverse in map using iterator only. So auto, let me say I has iterator over m. Now we have access to first element. Right now what we are checking, if we are at first element, what we are checking frequency of that character in vector. If it's 0, so it's well and good, we just move ahead. If it's not 0, so we need to decrease, our answer and check previous like that. So let me code that part. So for that we need to declare one empty vector. Let me say it's int here, and let me take one big size 101010. It's enough for this question because 10 to the power 5 is the maximum range. If you can notice here, 10 to the power 5 is the maximum range, so it can't exceed this limit. So yeah, so what we are doing, we just check v of I dot second, because in second, as you can see here, in second, in every element of map we are storing the frequency in integers. So I dot second, if it's 0, so we simply mark it 1 because no element matching its frequency. So I dot second is equal to 1, so it's good. Yeah, else what we are doing, else it means that in vector, for example, let's say vector here, in vector let me declare one small vector, and let's say it's 0 here, it's 0 here, it's 1 here, it's 1 here, it's 1 here, and 0 and 0, and let me write it index 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? So now let's say while, so here we have, so it's count it's mark as 1. It's means that previous character having the same frequency as this character. For example, we are checking this b, it means that previously there is lots of element here, it's having someone having the same count as b, so we just -1 and checking until we reach 0. It means we reach a unique frequency count where the no one having the same frequency. So for that's why we are running while loop here. While loop, we check that v of I dot second is 1. It means it's 1. We can write here 1. By default it's take 1. So until we reach to the 0, when we have to stop. That's why we are using while. Until it's 1, we have to run this loop. So that time we just need, what we are doing, we just increment one frequency, I mean say one character, and in answer variable, let me declare one answer variable also here, where we are storing in answer variable we just increment the count of that removal of character, right? And if we reach, for example, if we reach that I dot second is equal to 0, then we need to break, because we have 5 elements, so we have, like for example, C is having 5 elements, so we maximum to maximum remove 5 from C, and C is no longer exist in map. So that's why we need to include this. And if simply write here I dot second is greater than equal to 0, and so simply mark it out 1 is 1. And coming out this for loop, and we have all the counts of removal of element in our answer variable, and we simply run it out. Let's run the code. And it got giving correct out. Let me submit out the code, and it got accepted. So thank you for watching. If you guys have any doubt related to this question, you can simply comment down in comment box, or you can reach to my Telegram channel. We can discuss that. Thanks for watching.